Trump has announced that he will be deploying the National Guard to Memphis, Tennessee. In a new interview, Trump described Memphis as, quote, deeply troubled, and says that he plans to send in the Guard and even suggested the military could follow if needed. Now, according to Trump, both the city's Democratic mayor and Tennessee's Republican governor are, quote, happy with the decision. Framed as a larger crackdown on violent crime, as Memphis has one of the highest crime rates in the entire country. And Trump pointed to Washington, D.C. as proof of what he calls a successful intervention. He said, quote, we're going to fix Memphis the same way we fixed D.C. Now, here's where things get complicated. Memphis Mayor Paul Young has already pushed back, saying the city did not request federal troops. Instead, he's arguing that crime is connected to deeper issues like jobs, housing, and mental health support, not just a lack of law enforcement. Many critics, including civil liberty groups, warn that this could be an overreach of federal power. Argue that bringing in the Guard to local streets could just escalate tensions instead of solving problems. And some worry it sets a precedent for federal troops being used in cities that didn't even ask for them. Right now, the details are unclear. There's no exact time frame, no confirmed number of troops, and no word on how long they'd be in Memphis or what their specific mission would be. What do you guys think? Will sending in the National Guard to Memphis help reduce crime, or is it crossing a line?
The dictator-in-chief wants to send the National Guard into Memphis, Tennessee, a red state, by the way, since he couldn't do what he wanted to do in Chicago. As someone who is a resident of West Tennessee and was a resident of Memphis for about 4 years while I was in college at the University of Memphis, I can tell you most of the shit that people say about Memphis is fucking bullshit. Is there violence sometimes? Yes. Is there robberies and carjackings? Yes. In every fucking city in America, there is going to be violence because there are more people in those cities. Something that you need to understand about Memphis that makes it different from a lot of these other cities that are in blue states that Donald Trump wants to go to is that Memphis resides in a red state that has made it illegal for city jurisdictions to put restrictions on gun ownership. They did it in Nashville. They did it in Memphis. They have tried to curb violence in these cities, and the state will not let them. Now, I've heard conflicting reports whether Bill Lee is wanting the National Guard to be in Memphis, but knowing him and how much he licks Donald Trump's boots, he definitely wants the National Guard to be in town. And coming from somebody who resides in West Tennessee, I see all the shit that people post in the news articles that they post about all this shit. The only reason that people hate Memphis in Tennessee is because it's majority black. That is literally the only reason that people say that Memphis is so fucking deranged and so fucking dangerous. And the only people that are scared to go to Memphis are people who have never lived there and actually been a part of that community. Because as someone who's actually lived there, I can tell you it is not as bad as everyone says. Yes, there is gang violence, but are you in a gang? No. It's probably not gonna fucking happen to you. Do you live in a neighborhood that's full of gangs? No. It's probably not gonna fucking happen to you. And I want to be clear about this. You are, by definition, un-American and a traitor to this country if you are advocating for the military to be patrolling our streets as law enforcement. You are literally endorsing posse comitatus. You are literally violating, like, Hatch Act, all kinds of fucking shit, because you want to politicize the military. And everybody in these fucking comments keeps saying, oh, well, what would you do? What would you do? I don't know. I would put a fucking proper safety net on the people in Memphis. I would actually invest in the fucking communities that they live in, something that we know scientifically reduces crime. And they don't want to do any of that. They want to rule by authoritarianism. That's it. And if that is how you feel, you are un-American. And you're not a patriot. You're not any of the things that you claim to be. Rant over.
Well, this is interesting. Is y'all's president admitting and conceding the point that he cannot just roll up into Chicago with the National Guard the way he did with D.C. and the way he was doing in California? On Fox this morning, they were asking him why isn't he going to Chicago, because now he did an about face and said, actually, the next place we're going to go with the National Guard is to Memphis, where he actually belongs because they have a higher crime rate than Chicago. So they said, well, why are you not just going to go into Chicago anyway? The people that we speaking to say that they want the National Guard. All right. And he actually was like, because the Democrats don't want it. But in Memphis, they're welcoming me to come there. So Yeah, follow the freaking Constitution and go where you're being asked to go by the governor. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. Back at the ranch, he does still plan to ramp up immigration enforcement. So Chicago will unfortunately continue to see an increased ICE presence. I didn't realize that Chicago had an illegal immigration problem. I didn't realize they were overrun with illegal immigration. God bless. I did not know that. But stay tuned, y'all.
They say it's for safety, but I know Memphis, it's not safety. Old boy is sending the National Guard and armored vehicles into Memphis, city where I was born and raised. And if you're not from here, let me tell you the truth. That doesn't protect us. This is occupation. Black neighborhoods don't need Humvees, they need housing. They don't need rifles, they need resources. They don't need curfews, they need jobs. But instead of investing in us, they militarize us. And when you put troops in a city, you send one message: you don't belong here unless you comply. And that's not safety, that's control. I got family in Memphis. I do. I may not speak to them, but I know the streets they're driving on, those vehicles are going to be on those streets. And if they do this there, they'll do it everywhere. They did it here in LA. They did it in DC. They in Chicago right now. Come on. I've told y'all this. And this is why I built tools. The Surviving America Guide has what to do in case of militarization. And let me tell you something. I'm not going to let anybody I work with be caught blindsided. I won't. And you don't have to work with me. You don't have to buy with me. But I'm going to say this. You need a plan B. You do. And me, I only take a handful of peoples. And the doors are closing. So if you're not inside, you'll be outside when the system locks you down. Move now.
Trump said he'll be sending the National Guard to Memphis, Tennessee, Louisiana, and New Orleans. Okay, you guys? He said he wanted to go to Chicago, but he will not be going to Chicago. And when I mean that Chicago, y'all been doing y'all shit, man, I'm so happy to know that, like, basically, because you know what I'm saying? One thing that they do with Chicago is they deem our city to be like this real big graphic fucking city, right? And we already know that Chicago does have some bad things that happen in Chicago, just like every other city. But for them to make it seem like we're the #1 murder capital, that's the most craziest shit to me ever. But to see my brothers and sisters in Chicago, the citizens, everyone all around Illinois, everyone has been speaking up. Everyone has been speaking up. And you do have a couple of pawns. Who are on that tomorrow. We need to become a Republican city, and how the liberals this, and how the Democrats that, and how, just shut the fuck up. Be quiet. Be quiet. But I'm letting y'all know that Trump, Pam Bundy, they won't be sending the National Guard to Chicago. Of course, we still have to deal with immigration. We have to deal with the National Guard. Not National Guard. We have to deal with the ICE people, blah, blah, blah. But to see our police officers even bagging the damn ICE guard cars away is an honorable type of thing. Because we don't even, you know what I'm saying? Like, even the police out there saying, like, look, we ain't playing around. You know what I'm saying? We don't need these fucking, y'all doing too much, you know? So, to see that type of level of security, them doing the barricades with the damn salt trucks, all the protesting peacefully, you know what I'm saying? Jesse Waters was trying to start a motherfucking civil war in his remarks with this Charlie Kirk shit. And I think that he needs to be fired. Jesse Waters, you need to be fucking fired, bro, because that's not okay. If y'all seen what he was posting on Fox News, it don't make no fucking sense. It don't make no sense ever. The fact that you guys was trying to wage a motherfucking civil war, a war on races, as though the black, like, no one did nothing to this man. We didn't do that shit. Our people didn't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, make this shit make sense. This is a political thing. If you actually tap into what happened to Charlie Kirk with the whole Israel thing, you'll know that he was honestly, that was some sniper type shit. That was some whole next level shit. But they claim they got the shooter, a 28-year-old young man. They said a pastor that knew the family gave some intel, and he's now arrested. Okay, cool. But like I stated to y'all before, National Guard won't be coming to Chicago, and it's a beautiful thing. We're going to see how long this shit lasts. But the no hands off Chicago, y'all have been doing a good ass job, man. Salute, salute, salute. No bet.
To have individuals with military fatigue, semi-automatic weapons, and armored vehicles patrolling our streets is way too far. It's anti-democratic and it's anti-American.
That's what I do want to ask you about. I know you went on social media a little bit earlier today kind of questioning whether or not democracy is being threatened, not only nationwide, but right here in this city. Is it?
Absolutely, I think it is. I think we're on the brink of something that is going to change all of our appreciation for freedoms. The way you can take away democratic liberties is to make sure that people don't have a way to protest. And the way you do that is to patrol the city with military personnel. The other way is you stifle the military in such a way that the military begins to comply even when the orders are unlawful. And we just saw that with respect to the Venezuelan shooting, where Donald Trump ordered the military personnel to just fire on people that had, that would have a normal expectation that they would be arrested for low-level drug smuggling. So zero crime is great. We all want zero crime. But America is about freedom and democracy, and we're going in the wrong direction.
Donald Trump says he's sending the National Guards into Memphis. He claims it's to fix crime. The mayor and the governor are apparently on board, which at least is good. If you're here for the facts, make sure you tap like and follow. Look, don't get distracted by the local government sign off on this. This isn't about Memphis. This is about Donald Trump's political playbook. He's been openly talking about sending troops into Democratic-run cities like Chicago and Baltimore for months. He did it in Los Angeles over the governor's objection and used the guards to help with immigration arrests. He did it in Washington, D.C., where he's the commander-in-chief of their guard, using them for everything from patrols to trash cleanup. Now, he's pointing at Memphis. He says he would have preferred to go to Chicago, but called it a hostile place. So what does that tell you? He's not looking for the toughest problems to solve. He's looking for a path of least resistance to make a point. It's a show of force. It's about projecting an image of control by putting federal troops on American streets, normalizing a completely abnormal use of the military power for domestic issues. This isn't to solve any local problem. It's just another campaign rally for him. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, share, and follow for more.
Trump just announced he's sending the military to Memphis now. This comes even after Memphis is reporting lower crime rates in recent years. And still, Trump is reporting he's sending the National Guard to clean up the streets. Supporters say it's restoring order and critics say it's overreaching. Either way it goes, Memphis is probably going to be the next testing ground to see how far the federal power really can reach.
Memphis, Tennessee better get ready because President Trump just announced a bold new move. The National Guard is heading straight into Memphis, Tennessee, and he says the city is deeply troubled and this deployment will fix it just like it fixed Washington, D.C. And the governor of Tennessee, he's on board, and federal agencies are lining up. And now Memphis becomes the latest city to benefit from Trump's crime crackdown. And this isn't just another policy headline, it's a direct test of leadership and results. But Trump says he's going to restore safety and he's putting the full weight of the federal government behind his promise. And what happens next could transform Memphis and set the tone for the rest of the country. So tell me now, real quick, guys, do you guys support Donald Trump sending the Guard to Memphis, Tennessee? I know I do. I voted for this. Let me know in the comments. Whew, it's going to be a fun one. So my name's Tom. I'm with the Daily Beltway. I'm also publisher of the Illinois Review and a White House correspondent for the Next News Network. And before we dive in, please hit that subscribe button. We are a growing channel, and every like, every comment, and every subscription helps us grow. Even if you guys give us a thumbs up in the comment section, that helps more than you could ever understand. So, President Trump announced Friday on Fox News that the National Guard is heading to Memphis, Tennessee. He called the city deeply troubled and promised to deliver order in the same way he did to Washington, D.C. Go ahead and check this out. We have a clip of Trump talking about it, and we put in a few other little extras. You'll see it.
I think maybe I'll be the first to say it right now again. We're going to Memphis. Memphis is
That's the next city.
Deeply troubled. And the mayor is happy. He's a Democrat mayor. The mayor is happy. And the governor, Tennessee, the governor is happy.
One Memphian told us the decision to bring in the National Guard is long overdue.
The youngins, they getting outrageous and ridiculous. Yeah, we need them bad. They need to hurry up and call.
Before we get to this, we used to go down for Elvis Week every year. And one time at night, we went to go to the Piggly Wiggly that's right down the street from Graceland. It was like midnight. Wife wasn't feeling good. And I go to get out of the car. It's like 12:30. I'm like, I just need to get Pepto-Bismol. And a cop flies up in front of me, and he's just like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I need to go get medicine out of Piggly Wiggly. He called another unit out to watch my vehicle. And then he walked inside of the Piggly Wiggly with me, bought the medicine. I got back out. And he says, don't ever come out of your hotel past 10 o'clock at night. And this is like 5 or 6 years ago. We're going to continue with what the mayor has to say.
We know the National Guard is coming.
Wrong one.
Plan is to make sure that as mayor, I'm able to work with this community, with the governor, with the federal government, to ensure that the support that is provided supports the initiatives that we know work and not distract from our law enforcement efforts. As a community, and the group that you see here today, as I mentioned earlier, it represents a diverse range of Memphians. I can tell you there are some that support it and some that don't. But we're all right here together today. Because one thing we do have in common is a love for this city.
I don't know anything about the mayor, but that's a sign of a good leader. When you can get people who are for decisions you're making and against decisions you're making on the same side, it's a great deal. The mayor did continue on, and it would have added an extra minute. The mayor did continue on that he did not support the National Guard arriving. He supported the ATF, the FBI, and everything else to help accelerate the crimes removal. I don't want people to think that I clipped out his thing to make it biased. So, good times. We're going to jump into Trump's decision has a full support of Tennessee Governor Bill Lee, and Lee praised the president's unwavering support and said the Guard will integrate with the FBI, state police, and Memphis law enforcement. And together they're going to strengthen Operation Viper, which has already arrested hundreds of violent offenders. And Trump isn't talking about just crime, guys. He's not just talking about it. He's acting. And city after city, we have seen the difference. In Washington, D.C., Trump's Guard deployment cut crime and restored order in neighborhoods that were once unsafe. In Los Angeles, federal forces stopped chaos in its tracks. And Memphis has long faced stubborn crime issues, including record homicides just 2 years ago. But Trump's move comes at a time when law enforcement says momentum is building. Although crime is kind of trending down in Memphis, Tennessee presently, this federal surge is designed to accelerate that process. And here's the part that they never expected. And Donald Trump revealed on the show today that he made this decision after hearing from a FedEx executive who said the city was unsafe and even requiring armored vehicles to move 1 block downtown. And that was unacceptable to Trump. And now the change is coming. And the Guard won't be working alone. They're going to be coordinating directly with the FBI, the Tennessee Highway Patrol, and local police officers. And the mission is clear. Dismantle violent networks, support officers on the ground, and ensure Memphis residents can live without fear. So tell me, what do you guys think? Is this the kind of leadership America needs? Decisive action to restore order? Drop your thoughts in the comments. So if you guys got value from this news update, please tap subscribe. My opinion is next. So this is why Trump's move in Memphis matters. Our republic depends on strong leadership, and Trump is showing exactly that. And when citizens feel unsafe and when crime threatens communities, leaders can't hide behind excuses. They need to act. That is their first responsibility is public safety. And by sending the National Guard, Trump is making it clear. Safety comes first. He's backing up local law enforcement. He's reinforcing the FBI, and he's putting America's resources where they belong. Shocker, protecting our people. And critics, they're going to complain. They always do. But at the end of the day, families in Memphis, they want safety, not speeches. You saw the guy in the video. He said, send him in. It's been too long. Let's go. And this is what leadership looks like in our republic. Trump is proving again that law and order still matter. And once Memphis is stabilized, you can bet more cities will be next. He was talking about twosies and threesies. I wonder who is next on his list. Let's see.
All right, so this guy right here says National Guard will deploy to Memphis next, not Chicago for now. That guy announced Friday that the National Guard will be sent to Memphis, Tennessee, making his latest move to expand federal law enforcement into United States cities. The decision comes a month after he ordered troops into Washington, D.C., which we saw was a fucking disaster. All right. Trump described Memphis as deeply troubled and claimed both Tennessee Governor Bill Lee and Memphis Mayor Paul Young welcomed the plan. Local station ABC 24 previously reported that city council members had been briefed on a potential Guard presence. For all my folks in Tennessee and Memphis, y'all go ahead and send this to y'all people, man. Before I even get done with the video, send this to y'all people, man. The president said he was influenced by Union Pacific CEO Jim Vena, a former FedEx board member who warned about crime in Memphis. We're just sending niggas out there. This isn't even... We sending niggas out there on word of mouth? The president said he was influenced because somebody warned him about crime in Memphis. No analytics, no graphs, no hard-hitting facts. Just word of mouth. All right. Trump alleged Vina told him he needed an armored vehicle just to travel a block in the city. Do y'all hear this shit? What are we? Is this Grand Theft Auto? You don't need an armored vehicle. You're just scary as fuck. And maybe you shouldn't be treating your people like shit and you wouldn't be so scared. Venom also suggested St. Louis and Chicago as other possible targets for deployment. Nigga, you work for Memphis, Tennessee, niggas. Don't be suggesting other states. He overstepping. The move contrasts with local crime data. Okay, all right. Contrasts. Okay, we got a little data here. The Memphis Police Department reported that crime in the first 8 months of 2025 is at a 25-year low. This is the shit I'm talking about, y'all. This is why I read through this shit with y'all. With homicides at their lowest level in 6 years, but let's send the fucking National Guard, right? Okay. Y'all are reading this shit with me. Trump had previously floated sending troops to Chicago, but has faced pushback from city and state leaders. His administration is already battling lawsuits over deployments elsewhere. Damn. They suing him for deploying elsewhere. Washington, D.C. sued earlier this month, arguing so-and-so exceeded his constitutional authority, while a federal judge recently blocked a deployment to Los Angeles despite these setbacks. Trump said he expects to prevail in court. We think we're going to win them all. Do y'all think he's going to win them all? Y'all let me know in the comments, man. What the fuck is America? America, right? Fuck this place. And for anybody that's going to be like, oh, you can move, man, shut your ass up. You probably...